Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining to review our Building a Fall 2025 course schedule. This is specifically for the School of Social Science, Humanities, and Arts, also known as SHAW, and this is presented by the Bobcat Advising Center.
I will be taking over the second half of this presentation, and I'll go ahead and let my colleague continue from here.
All right, so we are going to cover a lot of information in this presentation, so definitely feel free to stop the presentation at any time to take notes. But in regards to, again, the conversation that we're going to have today is we're going to review Bobcat Advising Center, the services that we provide. We're also going to talk about the School of Social Science, Humanities, and Arts, known as SHAW, majors and information. So we do have new majors that we want to talk about during this presentation. We're also going to discuss general policies and registration tips. And then also at the end, just reminders to help you again prepare for summer and for registration. So who we are. So we are the academic advising home for all first-year students, freshmen, admins in every major, all over division undeclared transfers, and all continuing undeclared students in any class. We promote student success through academic advising appointments, walk-in advising, workshops, and connecting students to appropriate resources. So this specific summer, we do have virtual walk-ins. And during the academic year, we'll continue to have walk-ins as well, and the ability for students to schedule those advising appointments during the fall and spring semester. We're also here to support your educational journey as you work towards your personal academic and career goals. We're going to talk about those, new majors that are available in this academic year, which is 2025-2026. So we have the Communication and Media Bachelor's of Arts with an option of an emphasis. We also have Neuroscience Bachelor's of Arts, Neuroscience Bachelor's of Science with emphasis options. And then we have Science and Technology and Ethics with the Bachelor of Science. So as I mentioned about those emphasis, what that basically means is an opportunity for students to take courses that are concentrated in those specific areas of interest. So students have, some course options under that concentration that they can choose from if they decide to have an emphasis. Just to clarify, there are some majors in this list that is the emphasis is an option, but that there might be some majors where you do need to have an emphasis to declare that specific major. One example would be political science with the Bachelor's of Arts. For students that are first years and that are currently undeclared, if you are ready to declare a specific major, we encourage you to submit the major change form. You can find that major change form through the admitted student page. If you click on step 8, it's going to give you access to that form. And then for students that wish to declare a second major, so maybe changing your major during summer, feel free to connect with your assigned temporary BAC Academic Advisor to talk a little bit more about that major that you're wanting to declare and help you with that specific process. Now, in the screen, we do have the QR code. So if you want to scan that QR code, you're able to access the major change form. We do want to talk about this really great resource for students here on campus. We have pre-health advising. And so it's an opportunity for students to get support if you're thinking of applying for, pre-health programs after graduation. So in the screen, you see some specific, pre-health pathways that are common for some of our students. So we do have SHAW students that decide to complete a pre-health pathway. And this service, again, it's available for students throughout the 4 years. If you look into the specific website, so you can scan the QR code, it's going to take you directly to that specific web page. You have information about the prerequisites for some of these specific pathways. In the events tab, where you can view some of the events that are happening on campus for some of these pre-health services. And then you will have the opportunity to connect with the pre-health advisor as well during the academic year if you have any questions to guide you through that specific process. We're going to start talking about the general policies. Again, these general policies are going to be very helpful as you navigate registration. One of those specific steps that that helps students register for courses is the UC Merced placement exams. So the placement exams allow students to know which courses they're eligible for. For SHAW, we are encouraging students to take the math, the chemistry, and the writing placement exam. The reason for that is because we do have a lot of students in SHAW that are deciding to do a double major. So by completing some of these placement exams, in case that specific major requires a math or a chem course, then you already have those placement exams completed. For the Management and Business Economics major, the Neuroscience BS major, and for undeclared SHAW students that are considering a SHAW major but haven't officially declared a major, you should take the Computer Science and Engineering placement exam as well. We're going to move forward and talk about The registration process for Smart Start for fall 2025 first-year admins who register for new student orientation by Monday, June 9th will be eligible for Smart Start. So the Office of the Registrar will be placing students into anywhere from 8 to 16 units for required coursework in the first semester based on your major. So students will be able to navigate the registration during the registration date and time if you need to register for full-time units. Here at UC Merced, full-time units is 12. However, we recommend to register from anywhere of 14 to 16 units per semester to be able to meet normal progress policy for graduation in 4 years. You will receive an email notification if you're part of Smart Start to let you know which courses you were registered for. And if you were registered below those 12 units, again, we want to make sure that you feel comfortable to go back into your registration, adjust your schedule. If you have questions, concerns about the registration, feel free to connect with your summer academic advisor to be able to help you with registration. Again, just as a reminder, we did send an email on Friday, May 30th to let you know who your assigned academic advisor is for summer, and then also their availability to support you during your registration time. For students that did not register for Smart Start, just know that you will be able to register for courses at your assigned registration date and time. And then we will be available virtually to support you if you have questions. The other really great resource that you have available is our Bobcat Advising Center page. We do have a lot of really great resources to help you, plan the registration step by step. And then we do have a series of videos called the BAC Things to Know mini series that gives you information and support as you navigate that registration. I will let my colleague move forward with the presentation.
So for this part of the presentation, we are going to be discussing a few different types of classes that students will encounter during their time here at UC Merced. All of these types will be fulfilling the degree in certain ways. So for major requirement courses, as the name might imply, they are specifically required for the major. General ed courses, also known as GE courses, fulfill certain breadth to the degree. And electives are any courses that are not counting towards specific GE or major requirements, but they are beneficial in meeting the 120 units required for graduation, as well as aiding students in exploring different courses outside of the primary major. Again, all of these courses will count towards a degree. Common course information. So you'll notice that some bio, chem, and physics courses will have a separate lab component. What this means is that you must search for the lab section separately and then register for all components at the same time. For example, Bio 11 requires the 11 lab component and to be registered for at the same time. Physics requires you to be enrolled in a math first. For example, Physics 18 and the 18 lab require you to register into Math 11 first. For writing courses, regardless if you were placed into Writing 1 or Writing 10, just note that they are both their own distinct course. Writing 1 is the preparatory course at UC Merced, and Writing 10 is the UC Merced college-level writing course. They are not the same, and they both fulfill different aspects of the degree. Writing 10 must be completed whether you take Writing 1 or not, and is highly recommended to be then completed at the end of your first year for Writing 10 specifically. For math courses, math placement exams are required to have been taken in order for students to take a math course. Math 8 is only for non-STEM majors, Math 21 is for physical science and engineering majors, and Math 11 is for bio and non-STEM majors. Depending on your overall career interests and maybe possible major changes, it would be highly recommended for you to consult with your BAC Academic Advisor to discuss which math course might be appropriate for you. Also note that all courses are a 3-digit number, typically starting with a 0 or 1. Classes starting with the number 1 are upper division courses, and courses numbered with 001 to 099 are lower division courses. Keep note that classes starting with the number 1 are upper division courses and typically require prerequisites or have a certain restriction associated with them. Possible ideas for electives could be either taking the double major or minor pathway. So for the double major, students can typically declare a double major in their second year, but can begin taking courses as early as your first year. However, please note that some majors do not allow a double major, and a student must declare a double major before completing 90 units. The double major might also require 60 or more additional units to be fulfilled alongside your primary major. A minor may require between 20 to 30 additional units to be fulfilled. Students can complete a minor in any school at UC Merced. So for example, a student in the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts can complete a minor housed in the School of Natural Sciences. However, some minors are not allowed to be combined with specific majors. Minors can be declared in the first semester or later and must also be declared before reaching 90 units. Students must also have a major declared before being able to declare a minor. Registration tips. So with registration for specifically majors under the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts, please note that Writing 10 should be completed at the end of their first year, regardless if you were placed into Writing 1 or 10. Most SHAW majors are flexible with opportunities to take electives and have room to add a minor and/or double major. For this next portion of the presentation, we'll be providing registration tips based on the specific School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts major. Please note that this is not a replacement for meeting with your BAC Academic Advisor. You'll notice that there might be some similarities between certain majors, but keep in mind that the recommended courses are specific to each major. We'll go ahead and choose 2 majors as examples, but you'll be able to view all of the prioritized courses at the end of this recorded version of this presentation. So first, we'll go ahead and select anthropology. So on the left side will be the prioritized courses that are based off of placement exams, transfer credits, AP or IB scores, and should be adjusted as needed by selecting from other course options on the right side or connect with your BAC Academic Advisor for more help. For example, students might need to register for Spark 10 if Spark 1 is full. But the prioritized courses for the fall semester are Anthro 5, due to it being a fall-only course, Spark 1, Writing 1, or 10, depending on your placement, and a lower division elective. As mentioned, this is a great opportunity to incorporate a minor or double major course if you are interested in doing so. The next example that we'll choose is psychology. Psychology. The prioritized courses for fall are Psychology 1, Spark 1, Writing 1 or 10, depending on your placement, and a GE Area A Life or Physical Science course. Your BAC Academic Advisor can assist you in identifying what course you can take that will fulfill this specific GE category. On the right side, you'll notice that there are 2 different math courses listed. Math 8 is recommended for non-STEM majors, as mentioned earlier in this presentation, but Math 5 would be recommended for students who are interested in pursuing the health career pathway. Math 5 is preparatory calculus that leads into the calculus pathway, and Math 8 does not lead into the calculus pathway, but does satisfy the quantitative reasoning portion of your degree, as well as the prerequisite for Psychology 10, which is a major required course for the psychology major. Math 5 or Math 8 will be recommended depending on your career interests and overall goals. Again, this is where we encourage you to consult with your academic advisor to select the best math course for you. As we conclude this presentation, we do want to leave off with some important reminders. For more information and support, check out our helpful BAC Things to Know mini video series. The QR code on the right-hand side will link you right to that video series. Check your UC Merced email daily for updates and important information from UC Merced, as email is the main means of communication. Register at your assigned time for the best chance of getting your courses. Please note that your time ticket is unique to yourself, and you want to make note of the specific day and time that your registration opens to make adjustments to your schedule. And finally, BAC Academic Advisors are available over summer to provide you with support. Connect with us. You can find the Bobcat Advising Center social media web pages here on this slide. We have a YouTube channel and Instagram account That includes additional helpful videos for you to review that will assist you with your academic year at UC Merced. And if you have any general questions, you can also connect with us at our BAC office number listed there, and also our physical location. Our business hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Otherwise, it's encouraged for you to connect with your BAC Academic Advisor directly at their UC Merced email using your UC Merced email. Thank you for joining us, and please stay tuned to see the full list of prioritized courses for the Shaw majors as mentioned